Buenos dias. This is Kaypacha with the weekly Pele report, an astrological musing. This one is for the week of February 17th, 2016. And this is what we call an early morning Pele report. Oh my God. I am at the spiritual, shamanic, sexual training with ISTA, and it's 7:30 in the morning. Everybody's doing breath work. I'm not supposed to miss anything, so they told me I have to hurry up and do my Pele report before breakfast so that I don't miss the training. So I hope the sun doesn't get too much in the camera here, but let's see how this is going to work. Now, back to astrology. What is going on? I mean, I'm picking a very good time for this training. Mars is in Scorpio. And the interesting thing now is that Venus has just gone in, like as of today, as of like right now, as of when I'm talking, she is moving from Capricorn into Aquarius. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. It's an earth sign. It has to do with control, boundaries, limitations, space, and time. And Venus is moving in now to Aquarius. Air, liberation, freedom, enlightenment, non-attachment. So we're having this, shift, and this is just with Venus. And she's going to be there for a month. She's been in Capricorn for a month. It's been a pretty heavy month, She was there, Mercury went back and forth, visiting Pluto over and over. It's been, we've been through some heavy thinking times, heavy relationship times, and Venus and Mercury now are both in Aquarius, along with the Sun. For just a couple more days, the Sun is still going to be in Aquarius. And then, yeah, Thursday or Friday, depending on where you live on planet Earth, the Sun is going to be going into Pisces. So we have a few days here of Venus, Mercury, and the Sun in Aquarius. Then the Sun goes into Pisces. Yeah? Now, if you've been watching the Pele report before, you'll know that last week I talked about how all the planets are up above. Yeah, in the last 6 signs, except for Jupiter and Uranus. Jupiter's in Virgo. Uranus and Aries, everything has been, Libra through Pisces, the last 6 signs, which are transpersonal. Well, now we've got the moon, okay? The moon is now moving. She's in Gemini, okay, which is like the youth, the kids, the wild things, Geminis. Checking out this, checking out that. She's going into Cancer, okay, like today. She's going to stay in Cancer for a couple of days. And then she's going to move into Leo. Cancer and Leo, we could say, are like the 2 most personal signs. Cancer is feeling my personal emotions. Leo is expressing my personal, original energy out there into the world. And then she goes into Virgo, and we're going to have the full moon at 3 degrees of Virgo right after she gets in there, yeah? That full moon is going to be next Monday. So, I want to talk a little bit, to you today about, this personal versus non-personal, objective versus subjective. It's a very interesting dynamic, and let me just find a good spot. I don't know where there is a good spot here, but I'll find someplace to put this camera and talk at you. Okay, bye. All right, everybody. Good morning. What was I going to talk about again? Oh, yeah. Personal and subjective. Objective, subjective. What's going on around here anyway, huh? What's really happening? I want to talk really about knowledge. I want to talk about knowledge and wisdom and love. If we look at this combination of energies that's going on, it's very interesting to see. I really want to talk about Saturn moving through Sagittarius, because it's coming into this square with Jupiter. We had Jupiter, okay, moving through Leo, and it's squared Saturn last August. Now Saturn went up, Jupiter went way up. Now Jupiter's coming back, and Saturn's coming back. Okay, and they're coming into this square that's going to be lasting, like, from now, if you give it a 3-degree orb, we've got Jupiter square Saturn right now, okay, until the solstice, until June 21st. This is a big square. Jupiter, Saturn, expansion, contraction. Jupiter in Virgo, Saturn in Sagittarius. So this Sagittarius is about truth, wisdom, the meaning of life, and Saturn wants to form and structure and organize and put boundaries around. This is why Sagittarius has to do with religion. Let's make some commandments, let's make some rules, let's make some laws. Yes, that have to do, with what is true and what is right and what is wrong and what is good and what is bad. And so this Saturn moving through Sagittarius for 2.5 years can be religious wars. It can be a changing and an expansion, ideally, of our belief system, of our understanding of life, of natural law. And then we get into the intuitive side of Sagittarius that simply knows. And now we look at the Sun, Venus, and Mercury moving into Aquarius, which also is a sign that knows. I mean, you put Sag and Aquarius together and they know everything. And hopefully that they're coming from the same place, so that they're not, fighting over it. But, it's very interesting. Both of these are very what? Transpersonal, objective, outside of the subjective realm. This is what Aquarius is known for. The systems analyst, the extraterrestrial, the helicopter pilot looking down, yes, on themselves, on the world, on everybody, and on everything. From this objective place, there is this opportunity to see, and they call it awakening. The third eye, awakening, liberation. Yeah, because it's not subjective point of view. It's more objective. And Capricorn is the elder, and it's Saturn, and it's more objective. And Sagittarius is truth and natural law. And it's, these are the 3 signs that are like the most objective. I mean, next to Pisces, where the Pisces is a case unto itself. We'll get to that. But I want to challenge that a little bit, because, it's pretty interesting. I'm here at this training. We're looking at consent, we're looking at boundaries, we're looking at self-pleasuring, we're looking at self-orientation, we're looking at looking after ourselves and feeling ourselves and knowing ourselves. And this is, this is very subjective. Yes, this is the internal world. This is my body. These are my feelings. This is my truth. This is my reality. And you lose touch with your body and your boundaries and your truth, and you wander around aimlessly, getting used and abused and lost. So it's very interesting play that I'm thinking of here. yes, between objective truth and reality, but, and I know Jose Arguelles, don't take anything personally, okay, but the fact is we are persons, we are humans, we come out of mothers, we have childhoods, we have emotional memories, and this moon moving through Gemini, moving through Cancer, okay, moving into Leo this week is an opportunity for each one of us to get in touch with and maybe do a little juxtaposition, because there's this other side. It's really our psychic nature. Cancer is like super psychic, super intuitive on another gut level, getting in touch with the feminine, getting in touch with Gaia, getting in touch with the mysteries of the feminine. And these are just as true, okay, as the objective truths, you know, of the masculine signs. Yeah, fire and air is Sagittarius and Aquarius. Well, this water and earth has its own frickin' truth. And just talk to any woman, no. But yes, the women, the feminine, let's put it as feminine, not women, but when you are in touch with your feelings, you know your truth. And you know what's right and wrong for you. When you're lost in fire and air, you may know physics and mathematics and the laws of the universe and how to meditate, but you can get very confused meeting other people's needs, getting projected upon, no boundaries, wanting to be everything for everybody, not knowing your limits, not knowing yourself, not knowing your personal truth. So I just want to point this out a little bit, that we don't want to get lost in one polarity or the other polarity. It's about balance. It's about centering. It's about knowing both the objective and the subjective, not being overly subjective, overly personal. That's just the way I feel, and I don't care if, you know, I kill somebody or, you know, it hurts your feelings or getting lost in our own processes or losing touch with our own processes. And, you know, what can I be for you? What can I do for you? And who are you? And I'm just your mirror for you. And da-da-da-da-da-da. Bullshit. So we want to just kind of, you know, understand and look at this, that we are always evolving. And if you look at your individual birth chart, okay, you can tell much more of, like, are you coming more from one place, wanting to understand the other? Yeah, are you, you know, here, there, or everywhere? But in this particular time, I just want to say, you know, Saturn is contraction, Jupiter is expansion, and there's just kind of this coming into a place of learning, of growing. Yes, Sagittarius is expansion of consciousness. Jupiter, the ruler of Sagittarius, is expansion of whatever it connects to. Right now it's connecting with the north node of the moon. Right now it's in the sign of Virgo, and I've talked about that. It's connecting with our bodies and connecting with holistic health practices, yeah, that are going to really assist our expansion of consciousness. So this square that's going on now, and I just want to look at Aquarius and Sagittarius, because the shadow of these signs can be arrogance. That I know, that I have the truth, that I've got a corner on the truth, that my opinion is truth, because I've studied it, or I've looked at it, or I've read all the books, or I've, you know, meditated and opened my third eye. I know what's better for you. I know what's true for you, you know. The downside of Sag is convince, convert, or condemn. Like, you know, believe what I believe. Aquarius is not so, you know, needing or wanting you to believe what or whatever that they believe. It's just, it is. 2 + 2 is 4. Believe it or not, I don't care. It is. So when you get into these, when you get into this objective, kind of a place, and you get into these truths, and you get into these belief systems, I just want to encourage people, now is a time, with Chiron in Pisces, South Node in Pisces, Neptune in Pisces. The Sun is going to be moving into Pisces this week. And these are mutable signs: Pisces, Virgo, Sagittarius, Gemini are mutable. So there's the cardinal signs, if you don't know them: Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. Brahma, initiate, create, cardinal. There's the fixed signs: Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. Consolidate, sustain, build, maintain what is. And then the mutable signs, Gemini, Virgo, Sag, and Pisces, is mutate according to my environment. Absorb, learn. Yeah, Shiva destroying the old, with like new information, new stimulation, new understanding. It's really important, these mutable signs. Yeah, to me it has to do with humility. It has to do with vulnerability. And that brings me to the mantra for today. Yes? When I admit I don't know it all, I can feel small. And that is when the treasures pour in and learning truly begins. This mantra kind of came to me, with this ISTA training. I'm used to giving workshops, being in control, knowing the astrology, being the teacher. Now I'm the student. This is a time, and this Pisces, Virgo, this Jupiter in Virgo is expansion through service, expansion through listening, cooperating, working with others. And this is how we heal. Healing is a listening to ourselves, to the spirits, to the healer. So it's important to be vulnerable. It's important to allow it to come in. It's important to open our hearts, our minds, our bodies, our souls to the other, to the new. So it has to do with trust, hope, understanding, believing that life, that the other is here for me, to support me, to help me expand and grow and evolve. So we don't want to get stuck in rigid. This is the downside of Saturn and Sagittarius. Prematurely restricting or forming beliefs of this is the way it is. Doctrines and dogmas that do not allow for subjective personal people, human beings that might be, sinful, into that circle. Or the Aquarians that I'm so high above or beyond. Be careful with this Venus, Mercury, and Aquarius. Yeah, for this next month or so. Getting on your high horse, getting in your glass bubble, getting in your air castle in the sky, Burst those bubbles. Land, come into Earth. The moon's moving through Leo, opposite Aquarius. The full moon is coming on in these mutable signs. So I want to just, encourage everybody, be vulnerable. Admit that we don't know everything. Get out of the ego. And then, oh yeah, that's when the fun begins. That's when the merging begins. That's when the treasure pours in. That's like, yeah, bring it on. Give it to me. Let me feel something I never felt, learn something I never knew. Expand. That's what we want to be doing. One more time. When I admit I don't know it all. I feel small. And that is when the treasures pour in. Yeah? And learning truly begins. May you have fun learning, expanding, absorbing, growing in a wonderful, healthy, beautiful way. Namaste. Aloha. So much love.